There's always this temptation. I like cash just as much as the next guy.
Yes.
But especially if you're starting out and if you're even in service business, to do things, either a couple different things. Do things under the table, or maybe you're getting paid off the books, or maybe you're paying folks as to be in their contractors when they really should be employees, and they're, if you looked at it, they really would
They would qualify as employees. Yeah, exactly.
That's a dangerous thing because states and even the IRS are all over that.
Especially now.
Yeah, especially now. But it really hurts you in the long run because it holds you back in so many ways. And your example of the older guy that trying to sell the business here, yeah, he's probably led a great life, but because you didn't go, make it official, if you will, he couldn't sell it because half the revenue or whatever just went into his pocket. And yeah, that sounds great. And I'm living off the cash. I don't pay as much taxes. Well, not only it's illegal, but
exactly.
Let's just put that one on there. I hate following rules too, but
it is against the law.
It is against the law, and we don't recommend that obviously here. But it not only that, but if your employees find out about it, it makes you look terrible. And if you pay, like I did some consulting just recently with a company in New York, and just a great guy, in the jewelry business, and he had all these guys working on stuff and everything. And I was trying to help him figure it out. And I was like, this just doesn't add up. Like I can't make these numbers work that you're giving me. And I don't know how to help you grow if I can't understand where the money's coming in, where it's going out.
Yeah.
And it turns out he's paying, probably half of his technical staff or designers or whatever, they're getting paid under the table. And, not that he was, the revenue, most of it was coming in and being reported, but it was still some off the books. And I just said, listen, John, not his real name. I said, John, you're not going to be able to take this business to another level if you're operating in this manner.
Right.
Because your employees think less of you. He's
it keeps you small.
Yeah, it keeps you small.
It does. Yep.
And he's like, well, my employees love it. They get paid more and they don't pay taxes. I said, yeah, but not only it's eventually we'll catch up with them as well, right?
Yep.
You need to build.
Even though you're not reporting your employees' income, and there are laws that you are in violation of there, your employees then have the choice as to whether or not they report their income, but they are obligated by law to do that.
Yeah.
So even though you're not forcing their hand in this, they are choosing almost at your recommendation or by following your lead to also break the law, individually.
It's a bad framework.
It's just bad.
It
and look, I get it. Like when I've run cash-based business or a business that has some cash element, right? And it's less and less these days, although a dumpster business, I can see where that, it's more of it there still. But, it's tempting to say, okay, well, let me take some of this and, just stash it in the drawer for a rainy day. If that some of this is, none of it is legal, right? But, if you're doing it with 2% of your revenue, 1% of your revenue, 0.5% of your revenue. First of all, the IRS probably won't care, but don't take that advice from me.
Yes, do not.
And also it's not going to significantly affect your books in a way that you can't show where the money comes from an investor, a bank from whom you want a loan, right? Or a buyer.
There's plenty of other ways to live.
There's other ways to live the charmed life.
And
right?
we've discussed it for 9 years. And it's kind of short, or not kind of, it's short-sighted.
Yes.
And it
even with my music business, right?
Yeah.
Like, I play the drums. People pay me in cash most of the time. As much as I can remember, and that's not me being coy and cute, that's me being literal. I go back through my calendar and I report 100% of that income. Why? Because I almost always, at least, 3 out of every 5 years, I wind up spending more on my music habit than I make. Yeah. And so it all comes out in the wash. Yeah.
That's right. It makes you look shady, and your employees pick up on it, and they don't trust you. And if you have a dispute and somebody gets upset, boy,
forget it, man.
You can be in just so much trouble. So don't do it. Just don't do it. And, bring it in, through your regular channels so you can show that income, and then focus on, okay, what write-offs do we get, and how do we, bring in that revenue, but then lower either your personal, adjusted
Tax
gross
burden.
income,
Yep.
or, okay, we need to go buy some more vehicles, and we've got this, and work with your accountant, your financial planner, to be prepared to take advantage of all the thousands of tax advantages of owning a business and owning real estate that are you can bring into your life. You don't need to keep cash. I think it's and look at the difference between like this old guy that approached you and then a young guy like Bodie who's building this business.
Yep.
And it's doing well enough to where, okay, now I'm going to hire another driver. I've got 2 drivers. Now I'm home and on board. Maybe, let's start another business. And, that's what it should happen. It should flywheel off.
That's what you want, is that flywheel.
Yeah.
And if my flywheel is so dependent on people coming to me with ideas and doing things, like I'm the king of business partnerships, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think most of those people would not come to me if I had a reputation as being somebody that broke the tax law.
Yes.
Like
you got it.
Someone that understands the tax law, has learned how to benefit from the law that exists. Like, those things are great. Someone who breaks the law, at best, that's going to attract a different type of partner that I don't want. No, I don't.
Yeah. So this is a tough topic for Casual Friday, but just
it's perfect for Casual
there's
Friday.
so many other business or benefits that you can focus on. Don't worry about doing things under the table, off the books, two separate, books. All that. It's just a recipe for disaster.
Like, you might, especially if it's a hobby that's turning into a business, there might be a period of gray area that winds up in retrospect having been off the books. Fine, whatever, But like taking my, playing the drums, were there times where I got paid and just didn't report any income or expenses? Of course.
Yes.
But once I started treating it seriously, it was like, it's actually better if I just do this all above board, because now I get the benefits of tracking all of this the way that I'm, and reporting it all the way I'm reporting it. Yeah.
So I'd love to hear your feedback on it. Feedback at businessbrain.show.